Cool. Create task. X. And null reading parent element. How do I target my task? I just don't understand. It's there. It is a child of a thing. I'm just trying to access the target of the click and get its parent. Why does it keep saying the parent is undefined? This is really annoying. I might have to come back to this after a while. Alright, and we are back at it again, building our to-do app. Last time we successfully got to the place where we can add some tasks, right? But we have a bit of a problem. If we look over here, I've added it, but I can just add at infinitum, and then once it's there, there's no way to get rid of them. And also, I discovered this. I can just post a bunch of empty tasks. So we're going to try to fix those things this time around. So I think first we can probably deal with dealing with the empty list here. So I think what we have to do is we start with an if statement, and we're gonna do some of this here. Task text equals, and it's gonna be an empty quote. All right. Something about my syntax is wrong so far. All right. Tab. Cool. Already off to a good start. Let's just look at JavaScript. If statement, just to make sure I did this right. Show me your example. If, so it's all gotta be in parentheses. So I'm doing this wrong. Big wrong. Cool. Now we go there. I think that was carryover from something else I was working on in a different language, but that'd be from a long time ago. So if task text equals null, we're going to want an, yeah, that's the one. Please enter a task. Yep. And then we would do an else condition. It says down there that it should be right there. Cool. Then we'll grab all this for now. There we go. And slap that in there. I think that all belongs tabbed over, right? We're gonna pick good form. We don't need the console.log anymore because we're doing that. Now let's see what we've got. The alert did not work. Why didn't it work? Still just a pending. We hit refresh. It's an empty string. Let's ask the Google machine again. That's because we have to do that. That is equal to, not assigning a value to it like we did right there. Refresh again, create, there we go, beautiful. And task 2, cool, we can still do that. Let's do this. Task, this is where we'd actually want to do that. Now equals that. Can't forget our semicolons. Behave. That still works. Don't need to test that anymore. Task 2. Boom. It didn't empty. dot value. Let's try that. Still didn't work. Why didn't it work? There we go. Cool. Yeah, let input field, that cool input field dot value equals string. So that should function clear input. Oh, we need this one because this is a scope problem. This variable doesn't exist in the global scope, if you will. So we would actually want to change to do input value to 0. That's the problem there. Cool. Task. Create. Wow, it's all coming together. Alright, now for the hard part, adding a delete button to this new task that we're adding. So I did .intertext here. I'm just going to try something. HTML. I think we have to do this. Equals. No, it's got to go in quotes, right? Because how do we do this? Intertext equals task text. Cool, because that's a string. We can do that. And I'm really worried about those. If I do this, we're going to go ahead and just change it. Button. And then I'll do class equals another quote in quotes. Oh, yikes. Do I have to do this? We're learning. Cool. What happens now? Task. And it's just a button. Yeah, I was afraid of that. So, whoopsie. We've been using, so Claude is helping us make this app, but I'm not letting it write the code for me, but it is explaining some of the relationships of what's going on. So our learning guide, cool, X button, we've done it. Currently, we have a list item, that's what we did. We should probably contain a span and a button. We're still accessing inner HTML. The problem with doing inner HTML is that I think we just roll with it for now. But once I do that, technically, I was reading that that's a security problem because you can put HTML into the input and now that's HTML in the input of the thing. So I don't know if I like that, but we're gonna go for it. But also, how do I add? We can do this. So it says to use a span. I'm gonna follow Claude's advice and use a span. Because why would I doubt you, Claude? And then we will oh, there's a way to do this. So $, this guy, /$. No, I don't remember how to do this. How do we solve this? We can add a task, there'll be something, text span. Oh, okay. I kind of like that. I don't know if that's the right way to do that, but we're gonna do it. So back up here. I don't know if this should be let or const. Somebody enlighten me in the comments. It's gonna be, we'll call it task span equals document dot, oh my goodness, the typos, create element, yeah, we'll just call it span. Whoops, that's not how we do this. Oh my goodness, I'm a disaster. We want span, and then we're gonna have to do some stuff, and then let del button equal document dot create sweet. And then what we'll do here is cool. We'll say span. I don't know if that works either. We're still gonna try it. I feel like that's just a lot of appending children though. Okay, we'll just do this. If we say new task dot append child, this needs to be task span append child task span new task. What just happened? Get out of here. New task dot append del button cool. We'll start there. Yeah, we'll try that. Task create. Ooh. Let's just try this. Oh, it's because there's nothing in the button. So does this belong in the if statement or not? So let's just do delete button dot inner text equals, we'll just say x, cool, delete button dot class list equals delete. Cool, we'll try that. Restart task create. Oh, see, there it is. Cool. Now it doesn't do anything. Sick. Let's do, we're gonna need a new function. Function delete task equals, not equals there. There we go. How do we access the task itself? Because we have to do it through the button. Let's say add task before we start coding, and we thought about that. Event.target. I'm just gonna try something. Task del equals, let's actually do, because it's a scope thing again, so del button equals document query select delete, because we gave it a class, so that's just going to be first in class. This is going to be interesting. task to delete equals, now we're gonna have to do some declaring let del button dot get dot parent element task list dot remove child task del. I have no idea if that's going to work. All right, now I need to add a. Does this live in global? Del button dot add event listener dot click quotes del task. Whoops. We spelled it out. Cool. And as always, let's clean up some bad syntax here. Go back, refresh the page, task. Cool. Nothing happened. See console. Del button is not defined. Okay. So that's not accessing the button, so the button's not declared in scope, even though it exists. Oh, I think we have to do this. Yeah. So it's there. There's an event listener appended to it. Fresh. Because you do it. Because basically, if I put it up there, it's looking for a button that doesn't exist as soon as I refresh the app. And this way, creates a button, adds an event listener. Yeah. Cool. Create task. X. And null reading parent element. Cannot to do JS.38. Okay. Del button. Does that need to be in quotes? Maybe not. D. Still a null reading. Okay. How do I target my task? Event.target. Oh, I see. So if you do event.target, you access the button. We're just going to do this. Why doesn't it like that? Event undefined. Okay, we're going to try something here. Let's just get rid of this for now. We're going to console dot log del button dot parent element. We'll just get rid of this for now. Come over here, we're going to refresh task, create X, still a null reading in 38. I don't understand. gonna try this one. Alright, let's see if this works. Undefined. So it doesn't have a parent, but I've appended it to a child. This is really annoying. I might have to come back to this after a while. I just don't understand. It's there. It is a child of a thing. I'm just trying to access the target of the click and get its parent. Whoops. Why does it keep saying the parent is undefined? Okay, I think I figured it out. Even though it doesn't, oh, it's because it's deprecated. So VS Code doesn't like that because I guess it's a deprecated thing. So I thought I was doing it wrong the whole time, and I was using this event, you know, the all caps one, which wasn't working, and it was returning undefined values for everything. But if we do that, I'll add, you know, another task. There it is, and it's returning a parent value now. So here we are. We can move on. So we're logging. It's doing the thing. Let task to delete equal del button parent. Yeah. Why doesn't the IntelliSense want to work there? And then we'll do, what do we name it? Task list. Remove child task del. Alright, here we go. Create no AMI, and it's gone. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Let's create multiple tasks. And it only does the one we're targeting. We did it. We figured it out, guys. So yeah, we've accomplished that step. We'll catch you in the next one where we're going to be finding a nice creative way or efficient way to mark our tasks complete instead of just adding them and removing them.